Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Aurora.
When you're baking, you make sure to always ask your parents before you bake and what you're going to bake. Figure out what you're going to do. And always wash your hands in the surface you'll be using, and always have your hair up.
Today we are going to make a cheesecake blondie.
So, the first thing we did was we preheated our oven to 350 degrees and then buttered our 8x8 pan to bake it in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get one glass bowl. We're going to add the butter. There's 1 cup of butter and 1 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to, or do you want to mix it? You're going to mix it with an electric mixer for about a minute or 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. And then as you keep on going, you can increase the speed of how you're doing it, so you can make it faster. Make sure that all of the sugar and the butter are combined. Can you stop for a second? And so just scrape the edges if you have sugar or butter still stuck, and then you can keep going. And that should be good. So, and then lift it up. Well, like that. Oh, okay. And just get off all of the extra stuff so we have all of it in there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 large eggs into the mixture and 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extra. Okay, and then you can keep on mixing. Okay, so then scrape all your edges.
That's such a weird sound.
Yeah. And then scrape this off so you have all of it, and then you can mix it a bit longer. You can go a bit faster. You can go a bit faster than that. And make sure you get to the bottom. That should be good. And then we'll kind of just scrape off what we can get. Maybe tap it off here. You can back up a bit till I tap it. Okay, we're done with this mixture. It should look somewhat like this. And you can see that it's just moving pretty easily. This is for the blondies, and what we're gonna do next is we're going to get the dry part of this recipe in. So here's 2 cups of flour. We sifted it before. 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And Aurora, do you want to add the baking powder? 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. So there's 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then always mix this up so you get everything in even amount, because when you're baking you might get more baking powder in one part spot than the other, and it won't bake right. So then we're going to grab the beaters. So then you can add just a little bit of flour mixture and then mix it up. And this part might fly, so you probably would like to go at a slower pace. Okay, now we'll add a bit more of the flour. You can like actually hit the bottom. Okay, stop for a second. And just keep on adding this until all of it's fully combined into this bowl. Stop for a second so I can get this. Done. Okay. I'll just add a bit more of the flour mixture. And that's all of that. And we can keep going. And you can see this texture is a lot thicker, and that's how a blondie batter should be. At the bottom. And then, can you stop for a second? And then you can kind of just get on the sides and get all of it in the middle so it can all get mixed together better. And then this is looking pretty good, I think, once you just mix. Yep, this looks pretty good. And then like tap it off. Okay, and then that is done. So we can put this aside for a few minutes. Okay, now that we washed these, always make sure that when you're putting this back in, this is off so you don't hurt your hands. Okay, so this is 3/4 cup of cream cheese. We let it sit out for a little while, but it's still kind of hard. We microwave this for 30 seconds on low heat so we can mix this up better. And what we're going to do is we're going to cream this and just get it so it's good and light, almost fluffy but not quite. And then you can add the sugar. Yes, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Just put the whole thing in. And then mix it all together. And then add the egg, 1 large egg. So I'm getting another spatula. And then you can turn up the speed of it to get this all combined. Don't scrape the sides. Shit. Okay, and then good. What we're going to do next is we're going to add the Blondie mixture into the cake pan, and then once almost all of it is in, don't hold the bowl. So we're going to put most of it in. And kind of flatten it out. Get it across the whole pan. I'm gonna scoop. That's good, Aurora.
Okay, so we left some of it in. And
then flatten that out. And then what we'll do next is we'll put that in. Just dump it all in, Aurora.
just dump it.
Yeah. And we'll just scrape out all of it so we have all of it into our cake pan. Okay. And then flatten it over. And get a knife, a butter knife, Aurora.
Yeah.
Okay, and then with this, we're going to grab the 1/4 cup of any jam you choose. We chose to do strawberry jam. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of it around the cake pan into the cheesecake batter. For this, you just want to put little blobs everywhere. And this is just to give extra flavor. It's a cheesecake blondie swirl. So this is the swirl part, where you just add the extra color
And taste.
yeah, and taste. And then with the rest of the blondie batter, you're just gonna put dollops everywhere. And this is just to add extra design for the top once it's baked. So once you're done putting all of this on, what you're going to do is you're going to grab this knife, or you could also, a butter knife, or you could also get like a spatula kind of thing, and you're just going to kind of swirl it around to make it into a cool color, texture. You can do whatever way you want. You could go in circles, or you could do what I'm doing, just going zigzag and going across for extra cool texture. Scrape that off so you have all of it in there. And now this is ready to go in the oven for about 35 minutes. Aurora, would you like to put it in the oven?
Sure.
And you might need your parents to put your stuff in the oven, and then set the timer for 35 minutes. And you could probably check it at around 30 minutes just to make sure, depending on what kind of oven you have. So we waited about 35 minutes, and what we're gonna do is when we open the oven, we have to make sure it's cooked. So to do that, we're going to bring it out a bit, and then we're going to stick it into the middle. And with this, it's cream cheese, so it's going to be harder to tell. But on here, it's a bit gooey, so we'll try the part with the Blondie, and that came out pretty clean, so that means that it's done. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the oven, and we're going to put it onto the hot pad, and you'll also probably need your mom or dad to take it out of the oven. It smells so good in here. And make sure you shut off your oven. And while we were waiting for this to bake, we cleaned up our area and we washed everything and put everything away. So now our kitchen's clean. We shut off our oven, and now you wait until it's cooled, and then once it is cooled, you can cut it up, put it in a container, or eat it after supper or whenever. Enjoy!